Hi, everyone. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamelin, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a singles love prediction for June 2026. We are going to have no exes, no past in this reading, only new love coming our way that's meant to be. Clues, evidence, charms, initials. So welcome to today's pick a card. So I thought I would do a pick a card for the month of June for all of you. And I hope you enjoy your messages. So let's see what your choices are. Let's see what cards you are drawn to. And then I will put everything as a timestamp in the description below. So let's see what our choices are. Let me grab that camera. Okay, so let's see what we have. I've got Group A is the hero. Okay, so this beautiful yellow rose, okay, with a rosebud attached. Maybe the rosebud has meaning. Group B is this beautiful red rose. This is the Lover's card, an old English rose. This one was the modern garden rose, is the official name of the rose, or the sunburst rose. And then Group C is the companion, the Provence Road, or the old garden rose. And I loved this one. I love them all, but look at the three little buds, like just wait, four buds, just like waiting to bloom. So the companion. So which card do you feel, which rose do you feel most drawn to? So pick a rose, pick a card, okay? And let's see what Spirit has for you. So I'll see you in your reading, A, B, or C. Hi, Group A, you picked the hero. So we have the sunburst rose or the modern garden rose. And I loved this yellow, kind of joyful and bright and sunny and hopeful, right? So we'll start with that. Let's grab a couple other cards. It's June, so I grabbed some beautiful florals. So let's see what they have. Another message. I have luck. Okay. This beautiful dragon, Bells of Ireland. Okay, these are butterfly dragons, but good luck. All right, and let's get one more of these. Luck is on your side, and I have beauty. I have an orchid dragon. I love this. Yellow tiger swallowtail butterfly. So beauty and luck. Okay, so I'm just going to say this feeling of beautiful energy coming in. It could be they feel like you're beautiful. It could be I feel beautiful when I'm with you. So it could be, you know, those types of feelings. So let's see what our cards are saying. Spirit, can you please share with me loving messages? What is meant to be? What is coming our way for my singles? What do you have for them? Energy, clues, anything you want to share with me today? I am listening for you now. I have a 10 of Swords. I have a Hermit. I have a Magician. And I have a 6 of Swords. This person is coming out of something and they've been working really hard. They're saying picking up the pieces. So this person has come out of something. They are probably ending a long-term relationship. They have maybe spent some time putting their life back together, new housing, relocating, getting used to maybe just being single again. That could be you, that could be them. They're trying to move on with their life, and they have been for a long time, Spirit just said. So that tells me that this didn't just happen. That means that they've had some space between an ending and a time for a new beginning, a time to reflect on themselves and to learn about themselves, or to find, they're saying, find my own path. You know, what is it that I want? I do feel like this person has almost like a magnetic energy with that magician. I am feeling that you are, I think everybody is drawn to them. You know, those types of people that, whether it's charisma, charm, but there's people that for some reason, you know, they walk into a room and they have a presence. It's like, what is it about that person? And they don't have to be the best looking person on the face of the earth. There's just this kind of air about them, or presence, or how they hold themselves. But they're very magnetic to not only you, but to, I'm going to say, everybody. I feel like whether it's they have this beautiful smile that's genuine, they say hello, they're polite, their body language, they have this beautiful presence about them. So that could be the first thing that you're drawn to. That could be the first thing you notice. I have a 3 of Pentacles. I have a 5 of Cups. I have a King of Swords. And I have a Knight of Wands. Okay, so one of the things that they've learned along the way is that they want to try harder, is kind of the energy. Not that they didn't put in effort into their last relationship, but they could have done things differently. They kind of see where they could have tried harder. They could have put in more effort. They could have been a little bit more attentive. So they've learned some kind of lesson as far as give and take and putting in time into a relationship. I really feel like their head is in the game with this King of Swords, that either they've made up their mind that they're looking for a true partner. I want a team member here. I want somebody to share my life with and carry the load with. And they really want to move forward with their life, is how I feel with this Knight. So this is not somebody who's going to come forward that is hemming and hawing. Okay, and I love the yellow energy, just as I did with your yellow rose. This is a yellow calcite gem. I'd have to look that up to see what that means, but that could have some additional meaning to somebody. It might be worth a little Google search for a second. But this feeling of there's nothing that's holding me back. I think that's important. They don't have too much on their plate, or they don't have, overburden with, things that they're thinking about. So there's a sense of there's nothing holding them back from being with the right person and to have what I would consider a successful relationship. So I'm going to give this person like an A++ for I have my head in the game. I have already thought through what I did wrong in the past, what I could do differently in the future. Spirit, what sign could this person be? Let's see what they say. I have an Aquarius. I have a Scorpio. I have a Cancer. This could be you or them. I guess we could do it that way too. I have a Capricorn and I have an Aries. So we'll claim those, and maybe our charms have some other things. Spirit, tell me something else about this connection that you would like me to know. What is it that I should be looking for? What is it that you want from me? I have a dream. Things that may or may not be possible, but are always desired or wished for. I have a dream. It's like I have a dream that I'll find you. I have a dream that I'll be happy someday. And that could be both of you. That could be both of you wanting the same thing. I just want my companion. I want my partner. I want my future spouse. So we both are looking. I'm going to say it that way. Some people are not looking for a relationship. Some people, yeah, they're lucky it kind of stumbles into their life. But there's other people who are actively looking, and they're actively manifesting and trying to find their person. And it's on both sides. It doesn't matter if it's not just you looking for somebody and you're going to grab them and convince them. No, this person is looking and dreaming also. That's what Spirit wants you to know. That's why I feel like there's nothing holding them back, which I love. I have friendship. A couple things just jumped out at me. That we share the same experiences and interests, that we built a relationship on honesty and reliability. But these look like little fairies, but at first I thought they were white feathers. So almost like a sign from a lost loved one, that I keep finding white feathers that, or it's not, it's like right before this union happens, I keep getting messages from my lost loved ones. So definitely look for those white feathers. That could be just they're saying a repeat pattern of a sign. Okay, so one of the signs coming your way right before this union is white feathers being sent by somebody who loves you tremendously and is trying to help you. Okay, that's really beautiful. I have disharmony, a mismatch. We had different perspectives. So that just feels like somebody who, what happened? What happened in your marriage? What happened in your last relationship? Why do you feel like it ended? We just didn't have anything in common anymore. We grew apart. I don't feel anything really hostile. I feel like it was probably a relationship where we just kind of decided it was over and it was best that we both move on. They still believe in love, Spirit just said. They still believe in finding that one true person that they want to be with. So that feels good. I want that for you. Spirit, share with me another message, then we'll get some initials. I have You're Still the One. Okay, the truth. A little bit of nostalgia there. It feels like we grew up in the same era more than anything. So we could be with the cassette tapes. Maybe that was a big part of our high school days. So we have, we know the same songs. We like the same music. I just feel like we are very similar, if not within a few years of each other in age. So nostalgia things just from our childhood are very similar. I have a pencil, expanding our way of thinking and creating. I like the rainbow of colors, and I'm going to say rainbow is important. So it could be connected to we are same sex, something like that. The rainbow, again, it could be after a significant loss and the rainbow's coming out and I'm moving on and kind of my life is healed and healing. But the rainbow, it was like a rainbow of colors, not so much the pencils. I have running, facing my fears. I have a tendency to run. That could be you. That could be them. They could have pushed people away in the past. That could be something that they've learned, that feeling of I want to try harder. I have to put in more effort. I have to be more available. Can we learn? Yes. We don't have to run. Sometimes there's certain people that we run from and there's other people that we don't want to run from. So just because they've done it in the past doesn't mean they do it forever and ever. You could be the person they want to stay. The other thing is they could physically be a runner. Okay. You could be a runner. I ran in high school. I ran track. I was on the track team. I run today. I run on a treadmill. So that's how they exercise. So we'll keep our eyes open for that. I have love potion. What have you done to me? A little bit of I'm under your spell. I always like that energy. I can't take my eyes off of you. I feel like you've drugged me. I feel like you have, what did you put, in my coffee? Because I can't think clearly when I'm around you. I'm like tongue-tied, they're saying. So you make this person nervous in a good way. It's a little bit of a falling and kind of please catch me when I fall energy. So this person is going to fall deeply in love with you. And then bottom of the deck, I have feathers again. Something's going on with you and feathers today. keep your eyes open for some white feathers, because that is going to be, you know, you always say, where's my sign? White feathers. All right, let's get some initials. Let's see. Let's get first initials, last initials. Let's see what they have for you. Let's do this. So I'm just going to grab some dice here. We'll roll them, and then we'll do some charms. I have a P, I have a V, I have a Y, M, I have another M, I have an R, I, G, Q, H, I have a C, I have the letter N, I have an O, the letter L, and the letter D. Okay, so for some of you, maybe we spelt a name that we have in mind, or we picked up their initials. Don't worry if you didn't get your person. That's always okay. All right, let's get some charms. I always like the charms because they give us a little bit, I don't know, just some intuitive messages, right? They're fun. Fun for me. I hope they're fun for you. Let's get a nice scoop. This has some additional letters as well. So let's grab the letters first. I have a U. Okay, what is this guy? Clock. Pink clock. An alarm clock. Okay, it's time. The bell goes off. It's also a feeling of, I mean, you always want to say divine timing, but sometimes timing is very important depending on how old you are. You know, if you still would like to have a child with somebody, and you're a certain age. So maybe Spirit's letting you know that the bell's going to go off, and, you know, everybody's going to wake up to this love, and here we are, and you're going to be fine. You'll have that child that you are hoping for. I have a wreath. It's coming into me as a floral wreath in my hair, almost like a flower child energy. It could be a future veil. It could be like part of a future veil, and the veil goes off the back, something like that. But it was a crown of flowers. So again, going back to the beginning where it was, you're so beautiful. So there's something about a crown, or maybe it's about treating you right, treating you good. Okay, this looks like a large dog. I have a large dog. It looks like some kind of hunting dog, some kind of hound, greyhound, something like that. But it feels like I have a large dog. So I have dogs in my life. I love dogs. There was a little part of me that felt like I was a dog trainer, for somebody specifically, that I work with dogs or I work with animals, like in an animal hospital, animal rescue. But somebody could know more about animals than the average person, something like that. So that felt interesting. I have this beautiful fish. It feels like when I was a kid, we used to have kissing fishes in our fish tank. I feels like, I don't know if this is what they look like. I don't remember, but it kind of like an angel fish. We used to call them kissing fishes. So there's a sense of a kissing fish, like I just found the person I want to kiss. So that feels good. So maybe we've got first kisses coming. That could be that. And what is this little guy? This looks like a party dress. Yeah, it's a party dress. I want to take you out. Let's get dressed up. It's like I want to get all dolled up, something like that. See if I can get it to focus. There you go. Isn't that pretty? Polka dots, little polka dots, or a little textured pattern. That looks pretty. Yeah, I have this kind of makeup, mirror, getting dressed up. I have a watch, a formal watch. It's a gold watch with a black face. And I feel like the watch was an important gift. It was a gift from my father, a gift from my grandfather, college graduation, you know, but I feel like they get like a Rolex or something very significant. So maybe we only wear it on nights that we go out or special occasions, like going to a wedding or something like that. But I do feel like there is they're saying an investment, emotional investment in this piece. It's their probably most important piece of jewelry because it has meaning. It has significant meaning. And then I have a beautiful pink star, and I have a pink butterfly. So two things. I love the color pink. I wear a lot of pink. And it also came into me as a little girl. It came into me as little girl energy around this connection, child around this connection, future little girl connection for people, somebody. Okay, not everybody, obviously. So take with you what connects to you and leave the rest for everybody else. I have a little bunny face. I'm going to put that with the little girl. You know, this little feeling of like a nickname. Okay. My cute little bunny, my little sweetheart, you know, cute as a bunny, cute as a button, you know, things like that. I have an anchor. This person is going to be your anchor. This is going to be, they're saying, a lasting relationship. We need to hear that sometimes, don't we? So this is your rock. This is your anchor. Ready to put down that anchor and hang out. Somebody who's ready for a relationship. How beautiful. If this isn't in your life yet, we will manifest this and we will ask Spirit to bring this to you. So let's get some time. No, I don't have time. I'm not going to do time today. I'm going to do final messages, which are like soul cards, and see what the soul connection is. So let's do that. Spirit, please share with me. Month of June, this beautiful love. We're manifesting this beautiful love in June of 2026. May it come your way. I have your heart's desire. Follow your heart's desire in matters of love. Your intuition knows the way, leading you to relationships and experiences that are meant for your highest good. So is Spirit ready to bring you something that's meant for you? That's perfect for you. Feels like it. I'm going to put this out into the universe. I'm going to ask Spirit to bring you this type of love, this kind of union. Or if this is in your life and you want to confirm it, go ahead. Please confirm it. Absolutely. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. I want to thank you for joining me in this pick a card, and we will see you again real soon. If you picked Group B, the Lover card, this reading is for you for June 2026. My singles, what's going on around you, any clues or evidence of what's coming towards you. Please use this reading to help you to manifest a love that you deserve in this reading, or to confirm a love. So I have the Lover card, the number 24, so 24th of the month in June, maybe, or 24 days from now. That could have meaning. And then I have the Old Garden Rose, very traditional rose. I love that. I love the blooming flowers in the background, like it just keeps growing. Let's see what else they have. Spirit, I call upon you for loving messages. What is it that you have for us today? What is it that you want us to hear? What is it that you need us to know? I am listening for you now. I have serenity. I love this lavender, the smell of lavender. That could be like one of your favorite scents. I love the scent, or lavender candles. But a sense of serenity, peace. You could be asking for somebody who comes into your life that brings you peace, that brings you harmony. That, yes, they're your lover. Yes, they're your companion. Yes, they're your best friend. But They don't bring with them all their baggage. They don't bring with them their chaos and their problems and their, crazy. They bring with that, they bring into your life this peace and serenity because you've been working really hard towards that, Spirit just said. I have love, lilac. Okay, so the purple flowers feel like they're significant to me. That could be your favorite. Okay, I would say that lilacs are one of my favorite flowers. Big lilac bushes. They're saying when the lilacs are in bloom. Now, I think that I don't know when lilacs come out. I'd have to look that up, but maybe it's in June. Maybe it is in June. But when the lilacs are in bloom, that feels like a very good clue for you. So that could be as far as time goes. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you need me to know about this love, peace, traditional? I feel traditional. I have death. I have justice. I have a 10 of Wands. And I have a 3 of Wands. Okay, 2 things came into me. The first thing with the 3 of Wands was, I'm hopeful for my future, is what they said. The next thing that came into me was the Death card. And it was, I'm glad I didn't, it's almost like I'm glad I didn't marry that person. That you were thinking about it. You might have even been engaged to somebody. You might have lived with somebody thinking that you were going to be with them, but you didn't marry them. And I feel like it's because Spirit had the person who they want you to marry, that Spirit has somebody else that they see you with long term, and they're much more hopeful for your own future. So this is very much an example, at least right now, of somebody did you a favor, because if you hadn't ended that relationship, you won't have this. So something good is coming out of the fact that you had an ending. So something better. I have a High Priestess, and that just came into me as you saying to yourself, I know that to be true. I know that's true. I know Spirit removes somebody from my life because they have the perfect person for me. So that's something I feel like you say to yourself all the time. The High Priestess, beautiful. I have a 6 of Pentacles. I have a Hanged Man. And I have a Devil. I'm going to go with, I have a King of Pentacles. I'm going to go with the right one. Okay. You could have someone cross your path that's very tempting, seductive. They're looking for only one thing. Maybe you call them out on it, but it's tempting. I feel like it crosses your path for like a brief moment, and then you kind of wake up again and you go, that's not, I have a King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and a Magician. So you wake up and you say, this isn't good enough for me. What was I thinking? So is it a brief affair? Is it casual? Is it somebody that just comes into your life for a very short period of time because they're very seductive in some way to you? It's nice to not be alone. And then you kind of wake up again and say, I got to take back my power and I deserve more. Now, the deserving more is good because you do have somebody who comes into your life that not only is bringing some stability to you with themselves, but they're bringing this bucket of love, is how Spirit just said it. Like this is bucket of love. They're just filled with love. Okay, they're bubbling over with love. They could be one of those people that are just, I feel like I want to say jolly. That they always have like a chuckle, or they always have a cute sense of humor, or they're always kind of smiling. Very joyful. Very joyful. They find happiness in the strangest of places. They're the person who makes, not that everything's a joke, but they find humor in difficult times to make it easier somehow, you know. So this person has so much more to offer. This is somebody who, I'm going to say you choose differently this time is how I want to say it. You choose somebody for different reasons because you're different. Yeah, you might have like a little kind of offshoot with a kind of a weird relationship. And you're like, what was I thinking? You know, it wasn't anything serious. I have a Libra. I have an Aries. Could be you or them. I have an Aquarius. I have a Capricorn. And I have a Scorpio today. Okay. Spirit, tell me about their personality. Anything about their personality that I should know about or to look for? So I feel like they're optimistic, good sense of humor so far. Happy soul. Yeah, they're jolly. Maybe they play Santa at Christmas time. Yeah, maybe they're the family Santa. They actually get dressed up for the little kids. They're playful. They are. They're the uncle that plays with the nieces and the nephews in the backyard. You know, they're the ones that goes outside and shoots basketballs with the little kids and teaches somebody how to throw a baseball. I mean, they're happy. They're involved. They're engaged with, they're saying all generations. So that could be one of their best qualities. They can talk to little kids. They can talk to people their own age. They actually prefer little kids and older people, they're saying, over people their own age. They get more out of it. So that could actually be something that's significant. They might work with children or they might work with elderly in their career. So that could be something that's important. That actually is a clue. I have a workaholic. I feel like when they are working, they are very serious about their work. I don't feel like it's that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week energy, but I do feel like they take their work seriously. They're very good at what they do. Spirit's saying they do have a tendency to take their work home with them. It could be because they own their own business. It could be they have to check up on things or they're in charge of somebody. They can't not go. They have to take it with them. So they're checking their phone, they're checking emails. So they could be in charge of something like some kind of boss or manager. Artemis, they're built. Okay, they're eye candy. Okay, they're good looking. They're sporty. I would say sporty. They're athletic, sporty, gym, probably have always been like that. They're very playful. You know, it's the adult that, I don't care whether they're male or female, that if they're at the beach, they're going to go body surfing. Okay. They're going to get a boogie board and they're 50 years old and they're going to ride the waves on a boogie board. They're just active, very comfortable with their body, using their body in a very playful way. Games, outside games, things like that. I have a healer. Okay. Doctor. That would be somebody who's serious and takes their work home with them. That would be somebody who could work with children or elderly for sure. So, or they just have a very healing property. They could be healing to you. They're a good listener. You like the sound of their voice, that they're caring, that they're understanding, that they're good to you, you know, check. You know, this person's checking all the boxes as far as, you know, being somebody who, and they're saying and is available. So I'll take and is available. Spirit, thank you. Let's get some initials. Okay, so here are my dice. Let me get a nice handful. First initial, last initial. Spirit, if you could please share with us the letter P. I have a D. I have a Q. I have an O. I have an I. I have a G. I have a Q. I have an M today, an H, and I have the letter S. Okay. I also feel like something's jumping out at me, this MHS. I feel like I went to a high school that starts with an M, like Michigan High School, Manchester High School, so that might have some meaning to somebody that you actually went to a memorial high school, they're saying. Okay, so that might be something that is actually, maybe you went to high school together. Maybe that's another clue that you might not have been in the same class, but you could have gone to the same high school in different years. That happens a lot. All right, let's see what they have for charms as well. Let's see what they'll share with me. So I have this big, beautiful bowl, and I'm just gonna go over here. That looks like it's got something. Good. Let's start with these signs. I have Scorpio. I have a Pisces. I have a Libra energy. Lots of signs. Okay. I have another Pisces. And what's this one? I have another Pisces. Boy, Pisces wins. You're going to marry a Pisces someday. Let's see. I've got a W. I have a unicorn. I believe in fairy tales. I have little girls in my life. I feel like I want to say I'm wild about you, like this is a dream come true, something like that. And it could be perfect for you. I have a puppy. I have a small dog. I'm going to say small dog. Feels like big person, little dog. Okay. Like this person, I do feel like they're taller than average. If it's a divine masculine, I feel like they're taller and larger than, they're not a small person, but they have a little dog. It's like they're walking their little dog. It's kind of cute, a little lap dog. I also have a cat. So I have one of each. And I feel like this cat has a lot of personality, or one of us has a cat and one of us, they're saying, and not to upset the cat, but it's a fat cat. So the cat has to go on a diet. The cat has to watch what it's eating. We're trying our best, but it's kind of a lazy cat. So, but we try to be, kind. We don't say that in front of the cat. All right, I've got a disco ball. I love to dance. I feel like you could turn on dance music with this person and they would dance in a kitchen. They would dance in the living room. They would dance on the patio. Like you put on dance music and this person's moving. They're very athletic. So they are very playful. And, dancing would be right in there. They're very motion energy. Okay. Some people are sit. This person's in motion. So get ready for a lot of activity. So hopefully you're active. If you're pretty active, this person's going to be right there in with you. So even more active. You might have to say sit and relax. They got a lot of pent up energy, Spirit saying, and that's how they probably burn a lot of calories. They probably eat whatever they want. So they're probably that kind of a person. What does that say? It says girl gang. Girl gang. I have lots of friends. You could have a lot of friends. You hang out with a lot of friends. Your friends will love this person. He or she would fit right in. Okay. So they're not that you need anybody's approval, but I feel like if you're friends like this person, that's kind of your okay. And I think they really do. They really think this person's perfect for you. Okay. I have a headset, and it did come into me as tunes. Maybe this person listens to music all the time and they listen to it loud, and you've had to say headset, earbuds. I can't listen to this all day long, you know. So they've gotten used to the idea of they work with a headset on. They have their earbuds on in the car. But I think that it's a way for them to relax. I feel like music and I want to say turned up music, a little bit louder than maybe I would like. But for them, it's relaxing. For them, it's their thing. You know, they like it. So music's important to them, and then we have to kind of control it so that everybody else isn't enjoying it at the same time. I do have a ring. I have a beautiful ring, a big pink diamond. So I do have a future proposal for some of you. And yeah, they just shared with me, this is the person that you really want to be with. So you're going to be able to know, like, heart, mind, body, soul, that this is the person that you do really want to be with. So I love that. So there's your beautiful charms. And let's get a final message. Spirit, can you share with me just what this soul energy is all about? Let's see what this soul energy is. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you have for us? I have a divine connection. I love it. Your connection is divinely guided and deeply spiritual. Trust in this higher guidance and allow it to lead you to a love that is pure, profound, and transformative. So for those of you that are waiting, this happy soul, this fun, playful energy is divinely being sent. So we will definitely claim that. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. I want to thank you for listening to this pick a card, and we'll see you again real soon. If you picked group C, the companion, this reading is for you. So you picked this beautiful old garden rose, number 15. And you can see it has this kind of variation of color. It's kind of light rose and dark rose and beautiful little rosebuds. So very, very pretty. So the companion, I'm looking for a companion. Spirit saying I'm looking for a lifelong partner. So that could be something that you're hopeful for, and that could be something that you're manifesting. So let's call in our spirit guide. Spirit, please guide me with loving messages. What is coming our way at this time? What is it that you have for us? Please share with me anything about this individual, things to look for, clues and evidence. I have grace. Okay, yellow jasmine, that yellow energy, joyful, hopeful. They're saying also a sense of like a sunny, it was like the sun, but it was more of a sunny beginning. So that yellow is kind of like jumping out, almost like the sun card to me. But grace, but for the grace of God go I, or that, you know, God's grace brings this person into my life. I have persistence. Oh, I like that. I like the person who doesn't give up. That this person may try really, really hard to win your heart. They're not going to drop the ball. If they say they're going to call, they're going to call. If they make plans with you, they don't cancel. Okay, so yeah, there's a little bit of you're not sure about them in the beginning, but I'm going to tell you, I feel like the persistence is what wins your heart. I feel that you keep saying to yourself, if this person is this good and doesn't ever stop and is this consistent and always there, that's the person that I know is going to show up in life for me. So I feel like that their persistence actually is the reason why you're going to fall in love with this person. Not a bad reason. Let's see what they have. I have a Fool. They're beautiful. I don't know if that's a robin. Is that a robin with the red chest or not? I don't know, but I'm going to say a robin for some reason. So a couple things. The name Robin could be connected to you, your life, their life somehow. And then the bird, a red-chested, some kind of red-chested bird. Look for that. That could be a sign. I'd have to look. I'm not a bird. I don't know of names of all the birds. But it's a Fool card and it's a new beginning. I have a Star. Thank you, Spirit. I have a Lover's card. Thank you, Spirit. How gorgeous. And I have a Chariot. Wow, you are ready to, how do I want to say this? All your dreams are ready to come true. Your companion, your lover, this is what we both have been waiting for, is ready to move forward. So is June your month? June could really be your month. This sense of it's better than I hoped for. You know, the person who comes into your life and you kind of have a checklist and you say, wouldn't it be nice? And then over time you realize that this particular person has qualities about them that you didn't even have on your checklist. So it's better, and maybe persistent and not giving up on you and not dropping the ball ever is a quality that wasn't on your checklist. But now that you have it in your life, you're thinking, how reliable, how wonderful to have a partner that I can trust to show up for me in any situation, not just in the good times, but in the difficult days as well. And literally be by my side. So this is a true, whether you get married in the future or not, I don't know, maybe, but it's a true partnership. It's we're working together to make a better lives for ourselves. It's a, I'm not going to let you fall. I'll be there. You know, it's somebody to hold your hand. They just said, yeah, oh, it's beautiful. I have a High Priestess. I have a Nine of Cups. I have a Knight of Wands. And I have a Ace of Cups, an Ace of Cups. As I was pulling out the cards, it was from the moment I saw you. And then I hit that Knight of Wands. This person felt the boom. They felt the wow. They felt you're perfect for me. And I haven't ever met anybody like you, or I don't want to lose the opportunity of having a chance to have you in my life. So this is definitely the person who's going to do all the right things. A little bit of above and beyond energy. Not that you are requiring somebody to jump through hoops. And I don't think that's fair to make anybody do that. Like, if you really want me, you know, show me energy. I don't feel like that's something you would do. But I do feel like deep down inside, you're saying there's something really good about this person. And this unconditional love that this person gives you without any effort. I mean, they could be just that type of person, but I don't feel like you are going to ever have to struggle with, I have trust issues or I'm insecure. This person's pretty confident with their emotions, for sure. I think that they're genuinely happy in their life. They probably have wonderful family, great friends, probably lots of colleagues, you know, neighbors like them, whatever, involved, they're saying. But what they're missing is that partner. They're alone at night, Spirit just said. And that's what they've been struggling with. The nights are the longest. They get through their day with no problem. But the nights are the longest. So they struggle with that. Spirit, what sign could they be? Let's get a sign. This could be your sign or their sign. I have a Sagittarius. I have a Pisces. I have a Gemini. I have a Leo. And let's get one more of these. And I have a Virgo today. Okay. Spirit, tell me more about this connection. Anything else you want me to keep my eyes and ears open for? I have a mixer coming together. The first thing that this person feels pretty confident that they want you. The mixer part is coming into me as mixed feelings on your side. It could be unfinished business, strings attached to just an old flame. They're not coming back. We know that. This is a new beginning. And you don't want them back, they're saying. But you're struggling with opening up again. You're struggling with, I don't want to make a bad decision for myself again. I don't want to be stuck. There's something about being stuck. You're going to make a good decision. You are. Spirit puts people in front of us that we always have a choice. But the person who comes in front of us who does do the right things genuinely, they're saying like this person is going to show you their true colors, but in the right way. Okay. You know, it's this is who I am all the time. I have this loving heart. I'm a very giving person. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Okay. And it's almost like there's not too many people out there left like this. So you found one. You're one of the lucky ones that found somebody that shows up for life and for somebody else and isn't just selfish and in it for themselves, which maybe I keep coming across on my path. So there's something about this. Is it too good to be true? No, if it's the right person, this is what it should feel like. You're my anchor. Stable, secure, grounding, emotional steadiness. Yeah, this person is not wavering. This person is not, I don't know what I want, and let's not put labels on it. No, this person's like, I really like everything about you, and I'd like to have more with you. I'd like to have a family. I'd like to have a home. I feel comfortable with you. I want to sit on this couch with this Afghan or throw and, you know, get all cozy and watch a TV show, movies. Yeah, there's a sense of I feel at home with you. I have a fox, clever, cunning, finding solutions. That came into me as a little bit of because of something that you've gone through in the past, that you feel like you have to do it all by yourself, that you have to figure out everything by yourself now, because if I don't do it, it doesn't get done, or there isn't anybody else to help me, or I can't rely on anybody. I feel like you're tired of living that way. And I feel like time's up, that Spirit's bringing you somebody that you don't have to do it all by yourself anymore, that you don't have to be, yes, you're self-reliant. It has nothing to do with that, but it's okay to lean on somebody. It's okay to, this is a partnership. So you help them and they help you, and you don't feel guilty about it. But I get that fox energy in a sense that I've been doing it so long that I'm just so used to going around obstacles by myself and trying to be clever to, you know, overcome things all by myself. So it's hard. Okay, so let's get some charms. I'm going to give these a little bit of a stir. I'm going to go down here. See what jumps out at me. Okay, let's get the signs. I have an Aquarius. Could be you, could be them. I have an Aries. I have this tennis racket. So I'm going to go with pickleball more so than tennis because pickleball is so popular right now. So maybe you meet this person at pickleball. There's people meeting, you meet a ton of people at pickleball. So maybe it's like a new activity in your life or their life. And I don't know, I'm kind of hooked. I'm playing pickleball all the time. So it's been a lot of fun. This came into me as after some rainy days, this umbrella. Okay, so some days of sadness, some days of I've got to pick myself up and kind of move on with my life. Could be an ending, could be just difficult days. Sometimes we just go through that time, but it's after we've gotten through some of that. I have a big pink lollipop. I'm just going to say sweet, the word sweet. You know, just there's something about this person. Like I said, there's a little bit of above and beyond energy. Some people may see it as it's too love bomby. I would say that when you're not really attracted to the person and they're doing those things, you see it as love bomby and you're like, oh, it's just like doesn't turn you on. It's too much. But when you like them and you want to see more and you're just trying to get there yourself, you start to see it as kind actions, sweet actions. And I think that's how this person's going to come across. You're not going to try to overthink it. They're saying you're doing really, really well this time with not overanalyzing this person. So that's something you're working on. That's good. I have a bumblebee. Okay. I feel like bumblebees are just important to me. Bumblebee tattoo. I don't know. I just keep my eyes open for bumblebees. I've always liked bumblebees. Bumblebees are definitely hitting all the flowers. So flowers are blooming. I have a bunny with a big pink heart. Yeah, there's a sense of I love you, like you captured their heart. I feel like it feels a little goofy, but like they have a big smile in their face. Somebody who knows them personally would say, look at you. You're like a little kid falling in love. And, you know, they're a grown ass person, you know, and they're like, yeah, I know. This is crazy. So they're falling in love and they know it. I have red lipstick. I like your lips. I can't wait to kiss your lips. I love your lipstick. I love the color of that lipstick. I have skiing. I'm just going to put the tennis racket, pickleball, skiing. Maybe they still like winter sports. They live somewhere where there's ski resorts. I like to ski. I like to snowboard. There's snow around me different times of the year. I have a guitar. It doesn't feel like an electrical guitar. It feels like an acoustical guitar, like a wooden guitar. So, yeah, I'm going to say I've been playing guitar for years. I would say that that's a clue for somebody, a strong clue. I have a big, beautiful smile with red lips. That's how that's coming into me again. So those, I do have a book and I have a religion. I feel I'm not going to say one religion or another because the book could be a Bible. The book could be, you know, any kind of scripture, but it was more of a feeling of, I've studied my faith. Okay, so if I was Jewish, I had a bar mitzvah, I had a bath mitzvah. You know, if I was Catholic, I I was confirmed, you know. So it feels like whether my parents instilled it in me and I had to go to like catechism school or I had to go to Sunday school. But I do feel like there's a foundation of studying the religion that their family was in. Okay, so whether they practice it is another story, but they definitely have an understanding of religion and even the resources, like I said, the Bible, you know, like they can actually read a Bible. They could probably, if they grew up Christian, they can get into a Bible and they can, you know, read it and understand it. Okay, they studied it. So I do feel like there's something going on with that. So if that's important to you, that might be something you have in common and that you enjoy. Okay, so there is your charms. I like that. And let's get the final message, and which is kind of a soul energy message. What is the soul contract that you have for us, Spirit? What is it that you want us to know? I have divine timing. Maybe I'll pull a second card. Trust. I love divine timing. The Spirit always gives me divine timing in all of my readings because Spirit puts me in my place and lets me know that it's not me, it is them. Trust that the universe is bringing your soulmate to you at the perfect time. Divine timing ensures that you are both ready to embrace the love and lessons this relationship offers, so that you are both ready for this union. How gorgeous. Let's get one more of these. And I have a divine love. Your love is divinely guided and supported by the universe. Trust in this divine connection and allow it to lead you to a higher understanding of love and partnership, which is great because there is a lot in this reading about that it's a true partnership. So the fact that that's your final message is just kind of a grand finale of this is a true partnership. I love it. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. How beautiful. I want to thank you for joining me in this Pick a Card for June. I hope you enjoyed your June messages. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, comment below, claim it, own it, it's yours. If you are interested in a private reading, I will put my website link in the description. You can go directly to my website, KathyMamolinsPsychicMedium.com. I hope you enjoyed your Pick a Card today, and we'll see you again real soon.